Okay, so yesterday I got a question about my heavy loadout, so I'm just gonna make a video about it, hopefully clear some things up. Right now I'm on TR, but basically the only thing that's gonna change depending on the faction is the primary weapon. The rest is just gonna stay the same. So first off, yeah, I'm just gonna equip the Butcher. That's usually my go-to on TR. Great weapon for farming. With soft point, extended mag, slap a heavy barrel on it if you want, and 1x, of course. Sometimes I like to switch up with the MSWR, really solid weapon as well. Here it's in kind of like a laser beam configuration, soft point, forward grip, compensator, but if you want, you can also just equip the laser sight and the short barrel, as well as soft point for a more CQC oriented thing if you're going to be hip firing a lot. Overall, these are kind of the two weapons I alternate between when I'm on TR. When I'm on VS, I just stick with the Beetlejuice, kind of like the default Vanu heavy assault weapon. And then when I'm on NC, I switch between the God Saw, the Gauss Saw, and the Anchor. Kind of, yeah, it depends on my mood. But right now, I've been using the God Saw a lot. Yeah, overall, that's kind of my go-to on those factions. Oh yeah, and NSO, I never play NSO, and you shouldn't play it either. But if you do, you're probably gonna pick the XMG 100, if I'm not mistaken, if that's what it's called, or just the NS15, or just don't play NSO. For the secondary, so here you kind of have three options really. So you have the pilot. This is just a reskin of the normal one. The stats are exactly the same. And then on pistols, usually you just keep it with a laser sight and a 1x. Yeah, it's up to you to decide which one you prefer. Like, you can go with commissioner or underboss. Right now, I like the pilot because, especially when I turn a corner, sometimes I just switch to that and try to one hit kill the guy in a burst. Kind of like a pocket shotgun when you turn corners. It's pretty funny. And overall, yeah, just the one hit kill potential in CQC is what I equipped it for. But yeah, otherwise you can't go wrong. I guess on TR also you could get away with using the repeater. Um, yeah, I guess if you're just starting off, but yeah, overall I'd say just stick with the pilot, commissioner, or underboss. I mean, there's a reason they're meta. For the launchers, I mean, yeah, there's just one option here. You have the Decimator, or the Kraken if you have it unlocked. Kind of the same thing. Uh, don't ever use the lock-on launchers. Don't ever use anything else really. There's no reason to. Once you learn how to use the Deci, you can use it in every situation, against air, against infantry, against vehicles, and it's basically the best launcher available in the game. In terms of utility, 99% of the time I'm just running medkit, because yeah, sometimes you're chaining engagements, or you're on your way somewhere and you get chip damage. This is nice to cancel it out. If you're in a squad, or it's those stupid max alerts, or you want to kill like a specific vehicle or something, you might equip C4. I'd really just keep that if you're in a squad with like a point hold. You can switch to that C4 when people are pushing like the stairs or something with maxes, or just a large group of people, and then finish them off. Um, but yeah, overall, especially if you're running solo, like it's not worth trading the medical kits for C4. In terms of the grenade, I guess this is just a reskin of the default grenade, like the Valentine's Day directive one. Yeah, some people like to equip AV, some people like concussion. For me, I just find the Fragnade is the most effective one in like 99% of the scenarios. Like, yeah, I just stick with that. Suit slot is where like you really have three options, in my opinion. But 99.9% of the time, I'm running flak. Yeah, just because there's a lot of AoE in this game. There's Hesh spammers, there's air to ground, there's nade spam, all this shit, and this kind of makes it easier to deal with it. Otherwise, a lot of people also run ASC, which I think if you saw my loadout, you'll probably guess why I don't run it, but otherwise, I'll tell you in a minute. And then another thing I've been playing a bit more with is ammo belt for that 15% reload decrease, which is pretty good. Like I pair it normally with the Orion or the MSWR, and yeah, it's quite nice. Is it worth the trade-off? Like especially in most fights over flak? Like no, I don't think so. But it's quite something. It's quite nice if you play around with it. For the ability, again, like there's just one choice here, to be honest, and yeah, 100% of the time I'm running Adrenaline Shield. Like I know it was really nerfed to shit, but it's just the best option in my opinion. I know some people argue that Resist Shield is better, and on paper, sure, like if you're full health, because the shield's tied to your HP pool, like it, it makes sense, I guess. But in practice, like most of the time, I'm flicking on my shield when I'm taking damage that like I don't expect. So it's more of like a reactive measure, you know, like I'm taking damage from somewhere. I flick a shield. If I know where it's coming from, I try to get him. If I don't think I can, then I just run behind cover. Um, but yeah, like it's not something that I turn on proactively, which is kind of what the resist shield is for. Just because there is like a punishment. Like of course you have movement speed reduction. It drains, you know, fairly quick, and it makes you like a glowing target, anyways. But yeah, I don't understand resist shield really. Like, if you're camping a doorway, even you know, and you're looking at your mini maps, somebody's turning the corner, you flick it on like 3 seconds before he does. You're still probably gonna die to Peeker's advantage. So yeah, honestly, I don't really understand like the use cases for this. And in general, overall, you're probably just going to be better off running adrenaline. Because yeah, as soon as you take a little bit of damage, the resist shield, like if you flick it on before you take any damage, you're good. If you take a little bit of damage and then you flick it on, then basically it's worse than adrenaline. And then also adrenaline recharges on a kill. So like if you start killing two targets, basically, it kind of puts you on the same level of damage resistance that resist shield would give you, like the extra HP it gives you. But yeah, that's just my thoughts on it. I guess for the knives, I mean, right now I'm just trying to rax this thing, but yeah, the go-to probably is going to be the Amaterasu, since it's just like an infinite ammo commissioner. Like you jump around, especially when somebody throws like a resonate or something. You take this out, you jump around, spam this at the corpses, and you'll just collect your free kills. Yeah, it's kind of like the meta knife. Otherwise, if you want, just stick with the default. Yeah, be careful. Some of them also they have slower fire rates. Make sure you're sticking with like 100, 500 if you're sticking with a regular knife. Implant slot. So I normally just run survivalist in one and then avoidance in the other. Survivalist kind of gives me the benefit of ASC, because it reduces the shield recharge delay by 1 second. So that's nice. On top of that, when your shields break, you get a 20% speed boost, as well as 150 health passive regeneration over time. It's quite good. Yeah, personally, I don't really think there's anything better to put in that slot. and that's kind of what I run on most of my classes. Avoidance, kind of self-explanatory. Especially like I play a lot off hours, and just yeah, it cancels out a lot of the cancer, like the mines, the spitfires, especially when you're flanking or tower stomping. You're killing the same people over again, and they're gonna get mad. They're gonna place mines, especially in towers and shit. Like it's you kill them a few times, the tower's gonna turn into a minefield, and it's just kind of funny to just walk over their mines and see them get mad. Yeah. Also, yeah, it kind of saves you from wasting your Desi shot every time there's a Spitfire. So that's also nice. I know some people like to run Assimilate, and that's kind of what I used to run all the time before Avoidance. And even on the loadouts where I don't have Avoidance, I might run this sometimes. But the problem is, like, okay, sure, like I'm a pretty shit player, um, but yeah, like I don't really see how useful it is in the grand scheme of things because on my best session, I can probably get in the low to high 60% HSR, like nothing above 70, um, unless you're bolting or whatever, but we're talking about heavy. So that still means, like, best case scenario, a third of the time, I'm not even getting the benefit of this implant. Which, yeah, don't get me wrong, it is nice to get the 10% that stacks with the adrenaline, as well as a 200 shield. But yeah, on my average session, I'm running, high 30s, like between 30 to 40 HSR, like not much more than that. And that means like half the time I'm not even using this ability. And then if I look back on the scenarios where I am, chaining headshots, getting like really high HSR, like chances are you probably don't really need the benefit of this because you're just fighting bots who at that point are getting little to no damage on you. And I think you're just fine with the 25% the adrenaline gives you on every kill. Like if the people are really that easy to headshot, I don't really see this being as useful as most people think it is. Um, but yeah, that's just my take on it. I know people like to run athlete as well. I mean, it's a good implant, but survivalist kind of gives me the speed boost when I need it. Battle hardened, I know some people like to wear that as well. Um, yeah, I don't really think. Oh yeah, mobility mesh or nano mesh. Some people wear this, but again, I don't think it trumps the survivalist avoidance combo. So that's just what I run with. And then finally, tactical slot. Like 99% of the time, you're gonna want to have the flash because, like, yeah, it's faster than just walking. And I also like to use it as like a guided missile. So you just launch that shit at people. Maybe bail out like 10 meters before, and just see the thing run into like a group of enemies and mow down half of them for free. Pretty funny. Otherwise, the hard light canopy, like it's situational. If I'm pushing stairs, I might just equip this for life, place it under the stairs, just farm people from underneath the shield. Like I'm pretty sure you've seen this in game. And then the rest are just fucking useless. So yeah, that's about it.